Hello. Look, sometimes I make videos that have really nothing to do with guitar. And why do I do that? To annoy you? Maybe, I don't like people. No, sometimes a company writes to me and says, can you make a video for this and this product? We would like to send the product to you free of charge. That's what influencers apparently do. You remember the chairs that I have in my living room? That was completely pointless on my channel, yet I got cool chairs out of it, so you don't have to watch this crap. But if you maybe are into networking stuff and you thought about doing some networking stuff, then maybe networking stuff's for you, so why not make the video? Because I was talking to my friend Sebastian, who's there, can't see him, and we talked about connecting all my offices in the house with a 10 gigabit, something about 10 really fast network, so that I could edit from this room, then go into my studio and continue editing on the same session. That would be nice. And then he said, yeah, but you need this for it and this for it and this for it, and it really added up very quickly. And all of a sudden, and I put the project on hold because it added up really quickly. And then I got contacted by a company that said, oh, we make this network storage thing, 10 gigabit, you can put hard drives in it and work from it. Well, wasn't that just convenient? So I said, okay, we'll do it. And then while I was waiting for this, I bought Ubiquiti, not splitters, what are they called? Switches. I needed switches, network switches, 10 gigabit network switches. Not one, not two, at least 3, and they're over $300. I'm like, oh, I'm in deep already. I needed the hard drives. Oh, I'm in deep already. And then this thing didn't show up from China. So I already bought all that stuff, and then I bought a similar box from Asus or Asus Store, Asus Storage, whatever, for I think $1,200. So we installed it all. I am working now on that network. Oh, also my computer, which is a Mac Mini M4 Pro, when I bought it, I was stupid enough not to buy the version with 10 gigabit network. Because I'm stupid. So I asked my good friends from OWC, hey, you've got this Thunderbolt 10 gigabit adapter. And they sent me one. That is one rugged machine that works without, that's important, a fan. I mean, fans are good, I like you guys, but not when it comes to sitting on your workstation. So I got one from QNAP as well, just to test, and that one was doing its thing like a bee. This one doesn't. It also comes with rubber, and we know we like a good rubber. Thunderbolt, 10 gigabit, quiet as a mouse. Quiet is something that's really quiet. So thank you, OWC, for this. That really makes the whole thing work because I'm an idiot and I bought the wrong computer. And then I've been working off the network at lightning speeds, thanks to Sebastian, who helped me configure it all, something Ubiquiti, Dream Station, Dream Machine, I don't know, something about in the clouds. I have no idea. But it's convenient. And then this thing shows up. So now we kind of have to talk about it. Let's take the LincPlus N2 out of the box.
Straight out of the box from land so far, built in China, shining like a star. Drop it on the desk, it's ready to jam. LincPlus grooves with that unraid plan. Get it out of the box, let it shine so bright. 10G beating through the speed of light. License in my hand, no more second guess. It's a network drive built to impress. Plug it in, watch it light up the room. Files move so smooth like reggae's tune. No delays, no fights with the stream. LincPlus flowing like a Technicolor dream. Get it out of the box, let it shine so bright. 10G blazing through the speed of light. License in my hand, no more second guess. It's a network drive built to impress.
So we haven't done anything with it because Sebastian said, don't do anything with it because we don't know what this is, how it works. Is it malware? Are we gonna, be eaten by the software? So we don't know. And I'm trusting him when it comes to being careful about new gear that we don't know. So what I did is I bought NVMe's, the tiny drives. I bought tiny drives, loads of them. And then I realized, oh, damn it, you can actually put 2.5 SSDs in it, which I have loads of them. So I'm an idiot. I spent lots of money on the tiny drives when I could have put the ones in that I already had. So yeah, it takes 4 tiny ones, and this is actually really convenient with just clicking it open. On the Asus, you actually need screwdriver resistors. So what I put in here is 2 4s, 2 2s, and then these also have numbers. This is how I put them in.
LincPlus hums like a hummingbird's wing. Network storage makes my heart sing. 6 slots waiting for their space-time quest. Data whispers, secrets it knows best. Screwdriver spins like a dancer in sync. Cables twist tighter than you think. LED lights glow electric blue. 6 drives lined up just for you. I'm installing hard drives tonight, building dreams pixel by byte. Click, click, snap, it's a perfect fit. Storage roaring, don't you quit.
So on the front, this has a Type-C, and that's just my type. It has audio. Why? It has HDMI. So it has USB and 2 other USBs. A blue USB and 2 black USBs. And then the LAN, which it doesn't say how fast it is. So somewhere online, I read that this is 10 GB, 10 gigabit. But is it really? Doesn't say. We have no idea. For the price of this, which is, as far as I know, 400 to 500, but more the 400 range. I don't know. I should look on the Kickstarter that they have. I said I don't want to support Kickstarter because I don't know Kickstarter campaigns, but maybe it says it there. We'll find out. But it seems that you can actually maybe configure it directly on the thing. Why else would it have HDMI? Maybe you can configure it without a computer, just plugging in a screen and a keyboard. I don't know if we want to do that. So we will now try to install this and add it to my already existing network. And I've got the professional sitting on the couch drinking my coffee to do just that. That's the thing that you're going to see for the rest of the video. Thanks to LincPlus, thanks to OWC for the adapter, thanks to Sebastian for always indulging me with his knowledge because I don't know things. If you are in Germany and you speak German and you want to know everything about super boring networking shit that I don't understand and protocols and stuff, go to Sefi TV or Sebastian Filippi, link below, and that's where you learn stuff that puts me to sleep. Off we go.
Haunts all my dreams. I'm fighting with the network.
hours later. I'm impressed. How about you?
Yeah, totally impressed.
Okay,
Maybe not in a good way.
So there are issues. First of all, one issue is I spent $600 on drives that I'm not putting in this. I'm sorry, LincPlus. You're not spending a lot of money on Kickstarter. This is around 400, let's say, euro. And it does offer the promise of quite a bit. It does have, we have to say this, a 10 gigabit LAN connection.
It does.
It doesn't necessarily have the processor to handle that kind of data.
No, it doesn't.
So it doesn't come with its own software.
No, but it says that on its Kickstarter page. We looked that up.
Yeah.
And it says, okay. This
So we
is-
have to explain this. So my Asus store, Doohickey box, has its own software that you can access, and it's already installed, and you can access it through an HTML page, or there's numbers.
Yeah, right.
The number, the network
address.
numbers, the networking numbers.
Yeah.
And I could actually do this myself. I threw the hard drives in, and I had put in the networking numbers, and then I put the hard drives in a RAID, and that was something I, with my non-knowledge, could easily do.
Yeah.
And I could put it into operation without him. Here you use Unraid, and there's a 1-year license, and Unraid is kind of the software, the operating system that runs on it.
Right.
But you have to make that happen.
Yeah, Unraid is a Linux distribution, and it's actually used for building your own home server. Comes with everything you need for running your own server. So it supports Docker containers. It supports all the stuff you want if you are an IT guy.
If you're knowledgeable enough.
If you're knowledgeable enough, right.
So it took us quite a while. It comes with 1-year basic license for Unraid, which is usually $50, so that's already included.
Yeah.
But that means year number 2, you got to pay.
Right.
Okay, so it's not, a perpetual license. And we had the hardest time making that work because it's not, the issue was we were trying to have this, I would call it air gap, but that's not really true. We had this on my laptop, and the laptop was connected to the internet. We didn't have this on my network yet.
We had a point-to-point connection between the laptop and this one, so it had no internet connection at all, which made it really hard to get the Unraid key.
Yeah, we couldn't put the Unraid key on it,
Yeah.
and it took us a while to realize that, so that we then put that on the network so that then it could find the Unraid server.
Right.
That was, I'm going to say maybe our fault, but
Yeah,
it's a mistake that is possible to make.
yeah. It's I was a little concerned putting this is a computer, and I was a little concerned putting a computer that I don't know into Henning's network with all the stuff it can reach and all the damage it can cause. So I said, let's take it out of the equation. Let's put it into a separate network, and the separate network was a point-to-point connection.
Okay.
So maybe this was a little dumb, but it was also, let's say, vorsichtig.
Careful. It was cautious.
Yeah, we were
so
cautious.
it immediately saw the SSD drives, the 2.5-inch ones, and we could not, for the life of us, see the NVMe drives. They literally showed up as no drive installed.
Right.
And we tried rebooting. We tried going on forums and finding any kind of information. And I said at some point, if I put an NVMe into an external enclosure on my Mac, what the Mac will say, here's a drive, but it needs to be initialized. It needs to be formatted.
They were not even listed as block devices, so I couldn't get them.
They were completely invisible.
Yeah, right.
So what we then did is, who has an enclosure for an NVMe that they can put on a computer to format the drive?
Yeah.
Nobody. But we have the Asus store on my network, so we went into my bedroom, we opened the Asus store, put one of the Kingstons, one of these, into the Asus, and initialized it in the other NAS.
Yeah.
then took it out again, put it in here, and lo and behold, there it was. So that means we couldn't find in the software, even if there was a thing in the software that said initialize drive, it didn't show them. The legend of the different colors showed us very clearly there's nothing installed. So you have to initialize the NVMe drives on a different device. That is not something for the average guy to do. That's not even something for the IT guy to do, because how do you initialize drives if you don't have a place to put them?
Yeah, right. An IT guy might have some kind of enclosure or stuff like that,
But you have to know that.
Yeah, you have to know it. It's again, this does not cater to the ordinary user that says, okay, I want a network attached storage. This is not a network attached storage. It's actually a server, and with all its capabilities, it's probably fine for somebody who knows his shit.
I would have never known how to do anything in Unraid. I might have maybe, you put the drives in, it shows up as an array, then you have to format, okay, and then you have to define a shared drive, okay, fine, maybe I could have come up with that, maybe, but in the shared drive there's like yes and no things and external yes. I would have been completely lost. I wouldn't have been able to make this work for me. With him, who's teaching this on a rather high level, it wasn't easy.
No, this is not what I do most of the time, because I'm not too much into Linux server stuff, and so this was. I never used Unraid, so this was new to me too. But as someone with like 25 years of experience in IT, I could look up the things that I need, and I could make it work. But again, if you are not an IT guy, you will not make it beyond the setup process.
Yeah. So what we then found out is, yes, it has 10 gigabit connection. The Dream Machine, which we can monitor, says clearly it's a 10 gigabit connection.
Yes.
That is clear. They're completely correct about that. The processor is rather weak. So even though the hard drive in here, the Kingston, has the speed, we did a little test to see what the difference in speed is because of the processor, not because of the hard drive, between the Asus Store and this. So we copied the same file on the Linksys and the Asus Store, and we're going to put them right here at the same time, and you can see the difference. Now, that tells us that it is faster than 1 gigabit, but the processor doesn't necessarily allow for those speeds.
The network interface card could be like 2.5 gigabit,
and
that
would still be fine.
Yeah.
So that means what I do with the Asus Store, which is working in 4K video directly from the server in Final Cut, I wouldn't be able to do this here.
Not possible.
For maybe watching movies, yes.
Yep.
For putting your files on it, would I do drum programming, drum sampling directly from it? Probably not. I don't know if the speed is... It's not a slow speed, but it is not what, we have to say, the 3 times more expensive product will give me, which is what I need for my uses. Now, I'm going to say for the money, yeah, it's a small computer with 4 and 2, so 6 slots for drives, which we just looked up a computer with a similar processor.
Yep.
That you could install Unraid on. So that computer was $299?
$239.
Okay. Then $50 for Unraid, but you only have 2 slots.
Right.
And you have to know what you're doing.
And the computer didn't have a 10 gigabit Ethernet. If you would like to have 10 gigabit Ethernet, that would cost like, I don't know what this OWC 10 gigabit thing costs, but a lot of money.
Oh yeah, that's $300.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you build yourself a little, mini PC and you want 6 slots and put Unraid on it and 10 gigabit, you're gonna end up at the same amount of money. So I'm gonna say for the money you're spending, I don't think it's unfair.
No, it isn't.
But it's not giving me the performance that I need. Which means I made a video in exchange for a piece of gear, that I have no use for because I can't use it at that speed.
Nope.
If anything that would happen with it within my network, I would have to call him, and he would then say, "Fuck off," because been there, done that. We've just spent hours on this.
Yeah.
So this has been an unpaid video in trade for a piece of gear that honestly I'm not going to use. However, the piece of gear that I am using, in full disclosure, is 3 times the price.
Right.
And for that, you get its own software, tech support. You don't have to use Unraid, which then comes with recurring costs. The Acer Store also has 6 slots, so it doesn't have more.
No.
But it does have higher performance simply because of RAM and processor speed.
Right.
And is something I could install myself. This I wouldn't wish on anyone who is not an IT professional. That's it, we're done. And the card's full, so we got to stop this.
Okay.
Thanks, LincPlus, for sending this over. At this point, it was a lot of time invested, and I'm going to give this to Sebastian. Maybe his students can have some fun with that, because I can't possibly put this in my system, because this started the whole process of me installing a 10 gigabit NAS, and then I bought one because this took too long, and I'm glad I bought the one that you recommended, because I wouldn't have been happy with the speed. If speed isn't your main concern,
And if you're knowledgeable enough, then this is a...
if you know Unraid and
Product.
you don't need ridiculous speeds for video editing from it, but you're using it as a storage space with decent speed, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe maybe we're expecting too much from it for the money.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought this is a NAS, a network attached storage. So I thought it would behave like a network attached storage, and it's a Linux server, and it's not a network attached
I
storage.
like the LEDs.
Oh, the LEDs are pretty nice.
We're done. Link below to their Kickstarter if you still want to, and animals at the end.
Bye.
This data chase haunts all my dreams. I'm fighting with the net.